broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akaman. Now, let the buzz begin!
Eso, Paulina! Wepa!
Wepa!
Is this a different one?
Is this the song that was on the show?
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, this is the song that Abuela sang about it being
Zoe.
Xiomara's anthem.
Okay, yes.
Speaking
this is her anthem.
of Xiomara.
Xiomara,
Wait,
yes.
Everybody, look guys!
Look who's in the studio! We have two of the most beautiful women from the show.
And that is a beautiful
Andrea.
cast.
You guys are like supermodels. Like they should do like a Jane the Virgin, like
Sexy
sexy Jane. Yes, you guys. So we have Azie Tesfai.
Yeah.
It's Tesfai.
Yeah.
That's where you can find her on Twitter. And then we have Andrea Navedo. Yes. Can you pull
Andrea Navedo.
Okay, so we can't hear your beautiful voice, Azie. So pull your mic up. So yeah.
There we go.
Say hi to the people.
Xiomara and Nadine.
And Nadine.
On the AFTERBUZZ Black Couch.
Yes. Okay.
2-for-1 special.
Well, oh yeah, because I was saying your real name. Okay, not your Oh, say we didn't even say what this is. We're so excited to have you guys in the studio. We just lost our minds. So
we're just like, they're so pretty.
they're so pretty in person. You guys are gorgeous. Okay, so this is AFTERBUZZ TV, Jane the Virgin, and we're excited because this is like, okay, I'm kind of excited, but I'm also sad at the same time.
Mid-season finale.
Yeah, it's like the
we had a nice cliffhanger today.
Yeah, so it's a cliffhanger. So this is chapter 9. And we're excited. I'm Madison Chase, your trainer to the stars and the star in you, and I'm also your no sex till marriage expert, or I'm your voice of virginity. That's who I am. And my two co-hosts, go ahead, ladies.
That's right. Hey guys, it's Giselle Ugarte, and I have to say, you guys, we have never ever finished watching an episode without like someone
Freaking out.
screaming
we
or
were
jumping.
screaming.
And
Or
this
me
one,
interrupting, coming in saying, just wait, just wait, just wait.
and this is no exception. But then you two both had really big scenes at the end.
Oh my
so to
goodness.
see you like after we walked, they're
We're
like,
like, oh my God, they're here.
The best feeling in the world.
sorry, continue. My co-host
Go
over
ahead.
here, my
We're
beautiful
sorry.
one with the
What's
red
good,
lips.
everybody? It's Steffi G.
Okay, yes.
That's it. You know me. Introduction.
And I want you two ladies to introduce yourself. Like, tell us a little bit about you and how you got the role. And we'll start there.
Start with me?
whoever wants.
Well, I'm Andrea Navedo. I'm a New York actor. I was born and raised in New York in the Bronx. I've been acting for about 25 years.
Okay, wow. But you started when you were like 2.
Oh, yeah. I was actually right out of the womb.
Out of the womb, yes.
Yeah, that's when I
December
started.
1989.
I'm also a mom. I have 2 kids. They're aged 10 and 7.
Oh.
It's a girl and a boy in that order. And they're in New York now. And I'm here.
Aw.
And it's all beautiful and wonderful, but I miss the crap
I
out of
know
them.
you do.
Yeah. But anyway, as far as Jane the Virgin, I came out here for pilot season for a month, and I was telling Azie on the way here that I came out here at a very bad time in my personal life because my father-in-law had just passed, my mother-in-law was in the hospital, and I said to my husband, you know, I gotta go. I gotta go to LA for a month, and I know it's a bad time.
And kill it.
But I just feel in my gut that I need to do this. And he said, okay, and I didn't believe him. So
wow, you didn't believe
I didn't
him
believe him.
that
I
he
thought
would let
he's
you go.
testing me. He wants to see if I really love him.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And so 2 weeks later, it was eating at me. I was like, I gotta go. And then I said it to him, and he goes, I told you to go.
Wow.
Really? And he goes, yeah. And sure enough, the first thing I auditioned for my first week here was Jane the Virgin.
Nice. Atta girl.
You were supposed to have this part.
Yes,
This part
I feel in my gut I was, yes.
That was you.
So was your
part.
audition long and drawn out like Brett's, or was it quick like Justin's?
It took about a 3-week process of emotional, psychological torture. torture before I actually found out that I got the role. But I knew in that first audition, I knew I killed it. I knew it. I walked out of there and it was like, oh, it was like one of those moments.
I was in your ear talking to
Tell
you
me,
then too.
go get it, girl. You can do it. Don't give up. Yeah, so it was like that, but it was, you know, several callbacks and screen testing, and then the final audition was with a chemistry read with Gina, and we immediately clicked.
I could
Thank
see
God.
that. Yeah. You guys have
Two
such great
boricuas in the
chemistry.
house, you know.
Yes. Oh my God. And you know Yvonne too. Yvonne is
It was
Puerto Rican as
perfect.
well. Yeah.
I love her.
Beautiful.
So what about you, Mama?
My name is Azie, and I was raised in Los Angeles, but I am Eritrean, which is a small country next to Ethiopia. And my process was very, 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 very quickly. I got the audition at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for 4:30 that same day.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know, I have heard stories of what happened before, why I was so last minute, but, and I went. I didn't think I could because it was like 9 pages of cop dialogue, and I've never
goodness.
played a cop ever before in my life. But I went to the Valley and I waited for 2 hours.
2 hours why?
There was a lot of people. Yeah. And then I was the last girl and I read and I did it once, and I remember saying to the casting director, I think we should do it again. And she was like, no, it was good. You gotta trust.
Wow.
Oh,
You gotta trust.
that's
And I was like,
supportive.
no, I feel like I should do it again. So she's like, no, I'm not gonna let you do it. That was great. And then I knew that whoever got it was gonna find out the next day. And so I didn't hear anything all morning, and I was like, okay, I felt good about it, so I'm gonna let it go. It was a good audition. And then around noon, I got a call. The casting director was like, you have to go to the table read in an hour. You got it. We can take you if you want, but you have to go. And then
Oh, so the first time we met you, you had just
I found out an hour before. And
Wow.
then we did the table read, and then the next day I had a 5 a.m. call time to start shooting.
What? Yes,
Holy
only at
moly.
AfterBuzz TV, everybody.
Yeah.
Did you know at that point that it was gonna be a reoccurring role, or
Yeah.
was it supposed to be a one-time?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
imagine that you didn't know how heavily recurring it would be.
I knew
right?
it was gonna be like a good.
a good, a
Yeah.
meaty one.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes you go and they tell you it's recurring and it recurs for 2 episodes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's technically recurring.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
No, I had
she's got a nice.
I know.
Yeah.
They told you it was
Nice
gonna get super sexy for you too.
Yes.
No, that was surprising.
That was
That was hey, you know what? We like you. You can stick around a little longer.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
take your clothes off.
yeah.
Honestly, I was crossing my fingers for that the whole time just because I felt so bad for Michael's character, and I was like, no, and I'm like, well, you know what? She's a fine ass detective.
Get it, Michael, get it.
That was
And
amazing.
then, since you guys have never had any scenes together,
I
how did you guys
know.
get so close?
It's just that's our kind of, that's one wonderful thing about Jane the Virgin is we have a really great crew and cast.
Yeah.
We're very, very tight. And it's been a conscious effort on all of our parts, particularly the series regulars. We had a conversation during the shooting of the pilot that we said, if this gets picked up for series, we want to have the kind of set that is super welcoming, super
Wow.
open, and just loving, really.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's
a little
important.
syrupy, but we had the experience of being guests and recurring actors on other shows, and we've had positive and negative experiences. Ones where we felt included, and others where we felt, you know, our contribution didn't matter. And so we made that agreement as a cast that if we got picked up, that we would make sure that that was how it was going to be. And we got picked up, and you know, we had the conversation again for the second episode. Hey guys, remember that conversation? This is what we're gonna do, and it's been a conscious effort. It's every day you show up to set, you make sure you say hello to everybody, you smile.
I love that.
You welcome them. You make people feel like they count, and because they do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I heard there's a
Yeah.
gift that you give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give a gift? That is so
Yes,
nice.
well, that was also part of it, you know, as an extension of the whole idea. I felt that we needed to do something a little bit more than just the smile. So, because it's so hard to be an actor in this business and try and get
The whole
work.
industry.
You know, and so it's like when you finally get a job, you don't want to. You just want to be encouraged. That's what we need. We need encouragement.
Absolutely.
And so that's what the book is. It's called The War of Art. It's by Stephen Pressfield, and it was recommended to me by one of my acting teachers a few years ago, and it changed my life. This book, I really felt like even Jane the Virgin.
And I like write it down,
girls. Seriously,
it's so good.
The War of Art.
Yeah.
Stephen
The War
Pressfield.
of Art.
And the thing is this book is not only for people who are creative. It's for any endeavor, whether you want to get a six-pack abs or you want to stop smoking. It kind of breaks it down for you, what's going on in the universe, in your mind, in your body, and once you have an awareness, it's easier to tackle, you know, these things. But anyway, it made a huge difference in my life, and so I felt, you know, we discussed as a group that would be something that we could afford, that it was easy enough to give to a lot of people. And we have like a big box of books and ready to go. They're in Justin's dressing room, and when we look at the list, who's on the cast today, who's our guest today.
That's very sweet. Yeah.
That is. Well, and you can see that, I feel like, on the show.
The chemistry,
That's what's so important about cast chemistry, is that's what makes the show so good, because every time that any one of you are doing a scene together, that's what makes it better, because you're doing it with your friend, someone that you trust, someone that shares your art, and it just, look at that, and then it creates nominated Golden Globe.
Well, you know what's so funny? Because when we were shooting the pilot, I was staying with my best friend who lives here in LA, and I was telling her when we decided to do the gift, the book thing, she goes, "Oh, if you do that, you're gonna be so blessed." Like, she really believes. She goes, "You're gonna receive so many blessings."
What you give, it's
and and I feel like she was right. You know, it's like not that we were doing it for to get blessings, but we really wanted to just pay it forward. That was really where it was coming from.
But when you first mentioned it, exactly. That's what I always say, that it's good to believe in others sometimes before yourself, because it can be so hard to believe in yourself. But if you believe in others, they'll bring you that faith that you need.
We have a question from the chat roll on YouTube, live on YouTube.
There's the chat roll.
The chat roll?
They say, Andrea, how was it like working with Jaime Camil?
With Jaime Camil.
I'm reading, sorry.
Thank you, Steven.
It's I didn't really know who Jaime Camil was before this, and now I began to learn how big he was. In fact, my grandmother, my 92-year-old grandmother, knew who he was.
And that's Rogelio.
That was like my I've been working for years, and when I told my grandmother I'm working with Jaime Camil, well, I hit the big time. Oh, Jaime Camil! So no, it's so much fun. I mean, look at his character, and look at the things that he and I get to do. We get to do this like fun, like romantic comedy,
the best
type of material, and we just have a great time. And like we were going to be on episode 15, which is what we're about to shoot. We're going to be having a love scene again. And
guys, love scene episode.
I know, episode 15. AFTERBUZZ TV.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And so our director, Melanie Mayeron, for this episode, she says to me, Andrea, I just wanted to talk to you about, what you want to wear, like, what do you want to,
oh, that's so sweet and considerate.
And I was like, and I said, oh, thank you for saying that. I said, Jaime and Jaime was sitting next to me, we've done this a few times. We're kind of like used to each other now. We're kind of comfortable. We're cool,
Maybe you could just throw him on me. I don't mind.
He's kind of easy on the eye.
Right.
I can handle it.
Right. Like, his hair's nice. He's got really great hair.
He does have good hair.
He
reminds me of dreamy hair.
So thick.
Both of
they
you.
have to
Incredible.
like
Your hair is incredible too.
Thank
Your
The
hair is
hair and the
incredible.
teeth when you guys are side by side.
Together.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. It's totally
So funny, but
incredible.
anyway, he is so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
And funny.
And funny.
He's funny.
Just hilarious. He's the funniest of
Yeah.
us all besides Brett, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I love your cast.
I do too.
And one thing
Okay.
we've been saying, more and more every episode is that at first we were like, oh, Gina's really good at playing Jane, or, Andrea's really good at playing Simona, but now it's like,
Everybody,
yeah. We see you guys as the characters and not
Yeah.
as people playing the characters, and I think that's a testament to your acting and a testament to you as a cast, and and so we
totally.
really enjoyed
And
watching
to
you
owning
guys.
your character.
Should we get into the episode?
I know we should, because we can talk to you. I know, right? Okay, and you guys could talk as much as you want to. Jump in, because we're gonna go straight through the episode. So I love how every episode starts with kind of like a flashback, and so this episode, the flashback was Jane actually writing for the first time, and I like how they kind of play on words. The first time she fell in love, or it was something of that sort, where she was about to fall in love, but then they changed it into her writing and falling in love with writing. And so I think Ziamada and and Abuela were having a conversation, and she walks in and she realizes that dreams don't pay the bills. And
which is something very typical in Latina families, because I remember explaining to my family when I wanted to be like something artistic that there's no security in there. There's no nothing. And like, so I love that it was just, like I said, everything always falls into something that's very realistic. That would happen. That's exactly what Abuela would have said to her had it been in real life.
And Yvonne and I really loved that scene, even though it goes by so quickly, but we really felt like it captured a lot of history that we had that really fleshed out our characters, and the emotions that were there we could totally relate to in our real lives.
I was going to say, being an actress, I'm sure that you've probably gotten that a lot, especially if you're struggling sometimes. And I know so many of my friends that are actors, and they're always, it's a roller coaster.
Certainly
Host
is.
life too.
You said, hosting life, shoot, work life too, all of the above. Okay.
I love that we get to see why Jane, when she becomes the dreamer, and why, Xiomara obviously has always been the dreamer, so it's a theme right there when we learn that part.
Good.
I didn't really think about that.
Oh yeah. I'm like, Jane is a dreamer like her mother. That was my first name. Yeah.
Like Abuela.
And it was good because her imagination with the printer talking and everything.
I know, I love the printer talking.
It's not only a dreamer, she's optimistic. Meaning it's not silly to think that way. And like a little girl motivating herself with just the items in her room. Yeah. That just shows her character, like starting at a young age.
I did see on Twitter that the voice of the teddy bear is actually Jenny Yerman's son's voice.
Too.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know. Gina had tweeted that. And I was like, I didn't know that.
Cool. That's
really
very cute. And that's so interesting because all of the different characters have very interesting voices. Like, you could tell the writers and the director, like, they put so much into it. Because I was like, that's such a simple idea, but it was so incredible in this particular episode where they bring that stuff out in her imagination as a little girl.
Little Jane's voice melts my heart.
Right?
I know. Jenna Ortega.
She's amazing.
She also is. She's part Boricua, so I was just like.
I was just thinking she looks extra like your daughter.
Yeah.
She does.
And and I just want to shout out to Zetna Fuentes, which was our Boricua director on this episode.
Oh, wow.
So we had a heavy female influence on this particular episode. Although most of our episodes have been directed by women, by the way.
Oh,
that's exciting.
And diverse ethnic backgrounds as well.
Yeah.
in those women.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's so interesting, too, because I think women have, like, an extra imagination when it comes to love and being in love.
Absolutely. That's why we're also
cuckoo. We're not cuckoo. We're just emotional.
Powerful.
Yeah, we're just
strong. Because we know what we want.
Yeah.
I have a question. Does everyone here remember their first time riding the bus?
That's a good question. I thought it was a cute date.
I thought, no, it was perfect. It just made me laugh that she said that Jane goes, he just slid it like a credit card.
Oh, that's a credit card. He got it.
Herself, she's like, oh my God, it's so funny.
Yeah, he got it.
I just remember going on the bus too, but I only laughed because I remember thinking, are we allowed to sit anywhere? So I just
He actually said that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just like, where do we sit? Like, is that,
like assigned seating?
Okay, cool.
Like an airplane.
Like you're in school?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, like the
I've
airplane.
never ridden the bus before.
Ever?
Have you? Oh, you see, that's why I wanted to bring it up. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Have I ridden the bus before?
I've done Subway.
Justin, Raph, you ain't the only one. Don't worry about
No,
it.
but you know what? I did ride the girls' club bus. I went to the girls' club. Does that count?
No. That's not public.
Hey, girl, it don't count. Okay, well, I tried. Okay, so the next scene, Xiomara has a big meeting with the record producer, and she goes, and I love that she sees, like, Paulina Rubio talking to her, and her hair is glowing. I was like, I love it. So she told her not to wear the hooker shoes. She's like, don't wear those. Put some more lipstick on. I was like, yes. And she listened, and then she goes, and she gets disappointed. I was sad. I was like, no.
I know.
And you see the pain in your eyes when you get home with the tears.
I know, so good.
I could relate.
Yeah. You know what? That's, without being offensive right now, that's exactly the reason why I liked it, because I thought that was so realistic.
It sure was.
And the way, my favorite part was when she said, right when you walk in, I just saw his face drop. And I can, because that probably is what happened. They did hear your voice, and they're like, oh.
Yeah,
sorry about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. What a bummer.
I mean, because I know the struggle. I'm sure you know this. We were all in the struggle of, attaining that dream, and you just keep going. How many times can you get up to bat? It's gonna be your average is gonna go up. How many times? And how many times can you do it and get rejected and get rejected and get rejected? So I could totally relate in what that was like for her.
Or comment on your appearance, like, oh, you don't look like your headshot, or oh,
I thought you were younger. And this is a town.
Too short,
whatever. Yeah, hair's not long enough.
Too pretty.
It could be anything.
That happens.
About that. Yeah.
And people ask why we're superficial. We have to be.
I wonder why we're socialized to be like that. Now I have a question, because your body is incredible. I mean, I just have to bring it up.
Thank you.
And she's a trainer over here.
Yeah, I'm a trainer. So your legs? No, because you wear more revealing stuff, so we see more of your skin, and so your quads on the side. I was like, that's your IT band?
Honestly, that's some Boricua blood, though.
It is. I think it's a little bit of Taíno.
Okay, now what is that? Say that again.
Taíno, like the indigenous Indians on the island of Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, did you guys see that thing on Facebook?
Okay, you got to tell us.
It went viral on Facebook about the perfect human.
No.
It doesn't really mean anything. But I just had to show it to my husband. I texted him. By the way, a real geneticist said that the closest to a perfect human is a female Puerto Rican woman.
I knew. Why did I know that was me?
I love it.
Is your husband Puerto Rican too?
No, he's Italian. But the reason, the theory or the idea behind it being that most Puerto Ricans are a mixture of Caucasian, African American, and Latino, and or the indigenous Indians, the Native
Americans.
Yeah.
So they got.
Anyway, but that's nothing. That's we're going off on this fast right here. Sorry, let's get back to Jane.
Okay, no, thank you for sharing that.
Side note.
Having that close to perfect body.
But your body is perfect, so yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's like go, girl, go.
Another favorite part of this scene is when you're looking at the Paulina poster. I was sitting with someone else who was in the studio, and she gets so excited that she sees her, but she flips when Paulina Rubio comes out of the picture. She's like, oh my gosh, she was actually a guest on this show. And I was like, girl, you gotta watch it. And she was hooked. And it was just so funny because this girl is white. And I was like, well, what you know about Paulina Rubio? It was so funny. And she was like, she just knew exactly what, and it was the best.
I don't remember my first bus ride, but I do remember the first time I saw Paulina Rubio. I was 11. I was going to a wedding in Mexico, and she was staying in my hotel. And it was honestly like a scene out of the movie because these two double doors came open, and they had like the people opening the doors, and she came up these stairs, and her blonde curls were blowing like in the wind, like all the sun.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It's like
was she nice on set?
She was very nice, very sweet, and it's challenging to take on acting and act in another language, and she was such a pro.
Wow.
Such a pro.
She had such great lines. Her advice was really good.
She had,
throughout the episode.
Yeah, I know. I loved it.
So good.
I was so scared that you were gonna come walking out and see her talking to Rogelio at the end.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, no,
Just gonna see.
Because I thought when she saw him getting on the phone that she was thinking maybe it was another woman.
Yeah. When I was watching it today, I thought, because I'm removed from it and I haven't seen it in a while, so I was like, oh, I look like I suspect something's going on.
Yeah,
Which would be
had
natural because you're used to, having
She just
your heart
wanted him to be
broken
a
or
little
seeing
bit more
disappointment.
excited. That's all.
Yes.
I be talking like I know y'all more than you guys. Sorry if you're like, why is she acting like I didn't just do the scene?
We do. We're super fans.
Okay.
It's our job.
Okay, so let's get to Michael and Nadine.
Suspicious.
Yeah, suspicious.
Lots of parking lot.
I thought that today. He talks a lot in parking lots.
They have to be
With the brother, and he hangs out in the parking lot most of the episode.
Oh, lift up your microphone just a little.
Now, when did I miss when he got hired at the hotel? Because I was totally confused. I'm like, when is
Me
he?
too.
Like, did we miss that?
Michael?
No, but it was
The brother.
Billy.
Oh, the brother.
It was when she had mentioned it before. She had like asked for a favor, and then she's like, "Oh, it's something." Like they kind of brought up that Billy was looking for something, and then
And Lena's
started working.
dating him, and she
That's
works in the hotel,
and
so she
that's
got
when
her
she talked
man a
to Jane.
job.
Okay, I got you. I was like, when did that happen?
Did that happen in the previous episode?
No, I think it happened a while ago.
Oh, a while ago.
Michael,
It did happen a while. It did. When she spoke to Jane about it, because it was Michael's brother, and then she knows that she's never heard about Michael's brother before, and then she knows the history because she's with Billy. And the scene was funny. The scene was funny. She was like, "Baby," and it's like, "Oh wow, way to let us know he's here." It's so funny.
But what I want to know is how he got the job, because God
his
couldn't
history
have passed
background?
a background check.
Oh, because he's bad.
So I guess it really had to have been a favor, but
Probably. You'd be surprised, and it's
when
a
there's so
hotel.
much crime going on in that hotel right now, they
I think
deserve to
I
have
feel
that.
like Rafael has his hands full. He wasn't really paying attention.
Right?
And
Yeah.
probably so. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when the
Sign
bathtub
off
thing
on that.
comes
That was
up,
amazing.
I'm like, what happened?
You mean when Michael grabbed her butt and then they?
Oh my God, that shot! I was like,
telling her
no.
I was just telling her that was my favorite part. And I also work at a restaurant, and we have these detectives that come in, and there's these two females that always remind me of you because I was like, oh my God, they dress like Nadine. Because that's my favorite part about.
So wait, they really dress like that in real life?
Yeah, she was banging. Because I always love her outfits, and like when I watch, because sometimes people will be like, "Oh, are you a cop?" Like when I don't have makeup on and stuff, I'm like, "No, I'm not a cop."
I can see that.
So
And I was
funny.
like, and if I was a cop, I'd be a lot sexier. No, that's how
You'd be Nadine. You'd be
She wears
Nadine.
like these express like editor like pants and like that nice tank
jacket.
tops.
Yeah, it's Rachel. Our wardrobe lady is the most amazing
She's so good.
ever.
All you need,
She
all
kills
she needs
it.
is her little badge on the side, and then she looks like a badass.
Well, Nadine had like a change. Like in episode 2, I was like lesbian chic, and then
You did. You started
through like 2 through 5, like my hair was half down, then fully. That's when I kind of knew something was gonna happen.
Yes.
Then I had
Things started
Yeah.
getting lacy.
Michael
Yeah.
brought out the woman in
I had
you, girl.
heels all of a sudden, and I was like, Nadine got some, and I don't know about it.
Yeah.
They did it perfect because I think that's why my eyes started saying, "Do it."
Yeah. They're
I
smart.
wanted them to do it. I did. He needed to
Someone
get
had
some.
to.
Yeah, he waited for Jane for 2 years. I was like,
He needed a little consolation.
Yeah.
Remember when he picked her
When he
up?
picked her up, I was like, what?
I was like, what?
She was like, "Yay!"
Was it planned, or did you not know it was coming?
No, we planned everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we planned everything before we like choreographed the whole thing. Brett and I.
Perfect. Well
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, we made bold decisions. We were like, you have a conversation before, I think, most actors do.
Yeah.
Like, what are your limits? And we were like, let's just go for it. Michael hasn't had sex in a long time. Yeah, we just did
You
it.
had to do it that
Yeah.
way. That was the most appropriate.
Yeah. And it was
I would've been
It had to be a little more savage,
Yeah,
right?
and we were, we fought so long too, him and I, that I
that's-
think angry sex was.
Well, that's what built the chemistry. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
When you argue with someone, it's a means of getting to know each other, and so they already have. It's true. Like it's a means of getting to know each other, and so they start. You build that sexual tension, and you have a beautiful body also, which you can tell in
it's
your
great.
clothes. No, absolutely. So I liked it when and I don't mean to skip ahead, but in the bathroom scene later when.
Okay, we could skip ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry,
Let's talk about the
It
bathroom
was
scene.
so good when Nadine, she goes, "Michael, you need to relax." And when you do it, I literally felt like him. I was like, "Oh my God, girl, get off me right now."
That's what I was afraid of. I was
Because he's so
afraid of
good.
getting turned down.
And he did it so perfect. He was genuinely so turned on in that moment.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Go ahead."
And
do
then
your
they were
thing."
already in the hotel. I'm like, yes, you got a room already? This is
And
good.
you found the secret hiding spot.
Yeah, and we did
No
our
pun
job.
intended.
There you go.
That was good.
Secret hiding
Sometimes it's
spot.
more than once.
Yeah. Hooking up at work is a good thing, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
It sure is,
Good
girl.
things can come out.
For
It's like,
now.
that's what Grey's Anatomy is about, right? Like they just hook up at work.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with that show.
So
And
there
if
you
you're
go.
working in a hotel,
It makes you want to become a doctor, a detective, or as
On
long
call.
as they're
I'm like, "Can I be on call tonight?"
yeah.
With your pager?
Right?
Yeah.
and your
Who has
badge.
a pager anymore? Does
My dad
anybody-
has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doctors still do,
I mean,
right?
doctors
Yeah.
still do, but
Yeah.
but they still say that like at events. They're like, turn your pager off. I'm like, who still says it? But I guess.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs, they still
Yeah,
have them.
if you're a
Right.
doctor, you would know to turn it off. Okay, another subject.
So
My favorite scene, Rafael and Jane are on their way to I guess her second sonogram, and she's checking WebMD. That would so be me. Like I would be on
course.
WebMD. I would be asking my pregnant friends, okay, so what's supposed to happen? What's going to happen? Is she going to stick the thing up my hoo-ha? What's going to happen? Like, I would need to know all of this stuff. But
she made me laugh
What
when
to
she brought up
expect
the
when you're
statistics.
expecting?
Yeah.
Isn't that still a thing?
that is
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a movie as well.
Is it? Okay. I know about the book.
Yeah.
Not as many facts in the movie.
Right. But I just think it's funny when she's like, okay, is it 0.3 or 3 point whatever?
point, yeah,
and I was like,
3
what?
inches.
It's not ever a part of a thing. Like, I didn't even know what she was
I
talking about, so it
didn't
made me
either.
laugh.
So you
Oh,
know
I
me,
knew.
Mom.
I knew what she was talking about because I have my kids older. When you have your kids
After 35.
after 35, you always get that test. And
And what
it's-
test is it?
Well, it's a sonogram. Initially, it's a sonogram for at a certain age. I think maybe 3 months, or I forget, or 5 months. 5 months, and they look to see the folds of skin that are on the neck, and if it's certain centimeters, it indicates that a higher risk of having a child with Down syndrome.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so then if
13.
if they see that it's like above a certain number, like Jane was talking about, then they'll suggest an amnio.
Oh, dang.
So they'll investigate further to see what's going on.
Okay, so
Take a long
Jane is such a
needle,
cute mom and
pull it
was
out.
worried about all of that
I
stuff,
know,
even though
and-
she's 23.
Yeah.
And I love that they were just having a conversation about religion and school.
But I love how Raf is handling all of those situations because it's like what a married couple will do. Like
Yep.
at the end of the day, you have to understand. Like I like when he said, "Look, we're gonna have to. There's so much that we haven't talked about, but when we
We'll
get
get
there, we'll
through
talk
it."
about it. Like that's how it works. It's not supposed to
we'll
magically
finish.
just be happy together.
But I feel like religion's a really big one.
It is a really big one, but
Finances,
and
too.
Finances a little bit,
Yeah, but
but I mean, for
religion
the
is
most
bigger.
part, it's like kind of. I think finances aren't as big of an issue as do you believe in God and do you not?
That's
Because
true.
even I feel like differing religions, you can make it work because you maybe still both believe in something.
Right.
But if you don't believe,
he has more room to be not necessarily converted into Catholicism, but to understand her belief system. And I feel that because he said, well, I don't really know about it, he's somewhat open
He's
to it.
open to learning.
So I think that's what makes it easier.
Yeah.
If he was downright saying, like, I would never be with somebody who told me they're like, no, I don't believe in God. I'm like, well, that's the basis of all of our decisions right there.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if this is going to work out.
Yeah.
But he's really just trying to make it work. And more, he's reminding me of how supportive Michael was, which still makes me sad because did you see the look on his face when she cried after that? Like,
That's why I thought that he was going to turn Nadine down because I thought that he had.
Nadine said, "Girl, please, did you see me? What you talking about? Look at this. Did you see my body? All of that hot body and the sexy mode."
No, they're really cute. They are really. I am Team Rafael, not because of Nadine. I feel like if I was not on the show, I still would want the like fancy guy to end up with the girl.
How old is Raph supposed to be?
On the show?
Yeah,
Early
because
30s?
I was also
Yeah,
really thrown
I feel
off
like
that
28,
Petra's only
29.
25, so they got married when she was 20.
Yeah, but you know, Petra's one of those girls that would get married really young.
True, but
Yeah. And then I
and
think
Petra's also one of those girls who would come in and try to take the baby for custody.
right, so she could get the money. Have fun.
Which she's like the nicest person I've ever met.
Oh, in real life, yeah.
which
She
is
plays
amazing.
that part, though.
That
She
she
But after
plays.
today,
she
I was
does.
like, ooh, should we have her come in as a guest? Because then I'll be all like,
Yes.
I'll be like, I love you,
But I hate
girl,
you.
let me just punch you in the arm. Real quick. That's it. I'm done.
and
Okay,
then on the way out,
Yeah.
Beck, you touched it. Put a hand on the baby.
She wanted.
the
She
baby.
Push her down the
she's
stairs.
filming right now. She wanted
Is
to
she?
come.
Oh,
yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
would've
she
been
will.
fun.
Would've been nice.
Right here would have
She
been
will.
incredible.
Yeah.
Been like the United Nations.
Like Benetton, like a Benetton ad.
Benetton ad of Jane the
But
Virgin.
really,
yeah.
even
we should do
though-
that somehow.
You guys should do like a calendar. You guys
A
should
Jane
do
the
that.
Virgin calendar.
You should do like a Jane the Virgin calendar
There you
because all
go.
you guys are strikingly beautiful and you all look
Different.
Perfect like a
completely
novela.
different.
And fun
It's
to go
supposed
to
to
like
be
the
like
March
that.
Dimes
There's no
or something.
exception.
completely different.
We're all from different countries too, so it's like represent.
Yeah,
She's
that's what I'm
Israeli.
saying.
Yeah, he's Eritrean.
What I love is how
know,
even
we get on
though
that.
Petra is not the most likable character, it still is another strong female.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
all the females on the show
I feel
are
her
powerful.
pain though, man. I she's had a hard life.
Petra?
She's gone through some stuff. I mean, the scene, I don't know, skip ahead, but the scene with the
Right,
acid.
when you find out.
I mean, that's a hard thing to witness with your mom. I've always empathized with Petra. I don't know if what that says about me, but I feel her. She's just trying to survive.
Well, once this happened, once we saw like this scene, or excuse me, okay, so just to go over it, Petra comes in, she wants to take custody, which makes Raf go into, their investigation. It didn't surprise me. I'm like, okay, so that makes sense. So they're running away, and I do feel somewhat bad, but I don't know. I think again, this is probably the reason why I hate the mom because she's the one that convinces her for everything. She still
Does she
did a
though?
lot. Yeah, because when she said she was like overrunning away and everything, like, and she did it out of guilt because she picked up a quarter. That's not her fault. She broke up with somebody crazy, like.
But it is partially her fault because she dated somebody crazy.
And also,
right, but that's why she ended the relationship.
At some point in our lives.
So I wouldn't say, yeah.
Yes.
but
it's just one of those things.
She's trying to survive. At the same time, you have this opportunity to start fresh. So why then wouldn't you try to use kindness in your favor? You know, when you put in and you give and you pay it forward, it should come back to you. Instead, she's being conniving, putting herself in the position to get screwed over again or to get into more trouble, create more enemies.
With Lachlan.
So that's why I have a hard time having sympathy towards her, and it keeps on getting ruined because what is she trying to get? Except for her own personal
gain.
And even then.
Well, I mean, she still just has guilt for her mother. So I feel bad for that part, and that's it.
Now, the question is, does she know?
Not a warm Petra room in here.
We don't like
But
Petra.
it's good to see different opinions. And
Yeah.
that's what the audience wants to see is they,
You
they
do.
want to have a
I
voice
do.
in anybody.
I actually feel for her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something coming that we don't know about.
Okay.
Or you guys just know her in real life.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're talking
maybe
about table reads. They do know what's going on. It's something you guys know.
The irony is she came back with those like evil eye bracelets from Israel.
Oh yeah.
And Petra's so evil, but it's like to ward off evil. I thought it was such an appropriate gift.
Yeah. She was in Israel for the Thanksgiving vacation, and she gave
she
those
gave
bracelets
all
out.
those
I love
That's
those
very
bracelets.
sweet.
It's very sweet.
That's
Find that out.
We'll have her in. Oh my God, we'll have so much to talk to her about.
I know. Now
So
wait.
listen.
Right. So Petra, we gotta ask you a question. But this is what I want to know. I want to know: does she know if her mom can walk or not? Because here's the thing.
I don't think she does.
We saw the acid being thrown on her face, and then I guess she must have jumped into traffic, and then she may have gotten hit, and then she was in the ambulance, and then you would assume that she got hit so hard that she was in a wheelchair, but I knew she could walk.
But okay, so here's the thing: their mother is from the Czech Republic, right? She's older. I mean, no offense to that country or anything like that, or the people. Some people see it like in most movies and films. It's always like the Russians, the Czech, like those, like that people that have like no mercy.
Relentless.
The relentless, right?
Yeah.
Her mother has been through a lot more than Petra ever has, and it's one of those. It's a survival game, and she sees the guilt that her daughter has for it, and they need more money. So I feel like she's using it against her daughter as well. Petra clearly is the one that has some goodness to her
does.
every now and again,
does.
which is why you both sympathize for her, which is why we can't hate her like all the way.
Right.
But why would she tell her daughter about it? Then Petra wouldn't feel as guilty. Then she'd be like, okay, cool, so you can walk. It's okay. It's just your face. Like, but you're right.
But that's so manipulative, and it's like she's just, it's what she's learned from her mom.
What I like about the Petra character is that she is not just one-dimensional. Because in real life, people do bad things, but that doesn't make them bad people.
That's true.
And there's a lot of reasons why people do bad things. And we have no idea what's living inside of someone and what motivates them to do what they do. So that's why I like her. And I think as an actress, if I were playing Petra, I would enjoy playing that character much more, and I wouldn't be so one note. It's more human.
Yeah.
So I like that about her.
And you see that, like, in her face, there is some sweetness, and you see that, like, even I didn't think when she gave the, what's his name, Milos, the prisoner guy.
Milos? Okay, is he the same guy who came out of the crate?
No, different guy. That's
That's
a
what I
Serbian.
thought. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. No, two different people.
Two different people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering. Sorry, go ahead.
But I saw her wanting to save him. Like, the mom was just kind of like, no, let him die. We'll get rid of the prisoner or the hostage.
But that's my point. I mean, she ultimately, now that we saw this scene, I feel like now I get it. Like, if you were really just running away from something like that, that sucks and that's horrible. And I understand why you would want to save yourself because look what happened to your mom. But it just got out of control. Like, first with the Lachlan thing, and then to leave her, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's human, but at one point, and now I only feel bad for her now because she made that statement. She's over it. Like, she really is scared for her life, and at the end of the day, that's all it is, and that's, you're allowed to be. But it's the mom that's gonna mess everything up. She's just not gonna let it drop.
That was the only nugget of sympathy that I had, is when they found out that they discovered the secret, and just her expression when he said, do you want me to dig further? Or are we going to...
Right.
And
It's a
she
matter of life
actually
or death for her,
looked
so
scared.
it's understandable.
It wasn't even like a no and then walk away and you see the conniving smile that we've seen in the past. It was just like...
And I think a lot of her conniving has had to do with keeping her marriage together, which is, I know she does it in a very roundabout, maybe not most honorable way, but she stayed with Rafael through cancer and chemo treatments, and I think there was real love there. I think there was money, but I think there was real love there, and for the first part of the season, she really just wanted to keep her marriage together. So I don't know, I felt like she, I felt for her.
I'm excited to learn more about her.
That sparked more evil in her, that whole situation ending the way that it did.
I mean, I would be pretty upset too if some girl got inseminated with my husband's, and then stole him from me. I'd be pretty mad, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll table the Petra thing, 'cause you guys haven't sold yet.
Go ahead.
We're open-minded.
Yeah.
Well, I'm only open-minded now because I know the other part. But that just goes with everybody. You gotta know, that's why we shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
I guess we know a little bit more about the book, but I don't know. We'll see, girl. You gotta earn my trust.
Yeah. We have 22 episodes. That's a nice thing. This isn't the real finale. This is the mid-season finale. You never know what could happen. But I don't think that the mom is seeing Rostro anymore. In the back of my mind, I kind of think so. And that's
I totally still think she is. I think she is. I think she is.
I still think she killed Zaz.
I do too. I totally think she killed Zaz. And I
she
think
could stand up. Remember, that's what I thought.
That's what I said.
When Zaz died, I was like, she can stand up. I know she could walk.
I totally knew she could walk. So this is confirmation. I think she's in Rostro.
You still think I'm back and forth about it.
I don't know about the Sin Rostro thing.
Do you
that
guys
one's
know who
going
it is
crazy.
yet?
Of course.
Oh, girl, don't say anything.
We don't want to know.
We can't. You think we can tell you?
I would have to kill you.
Yeah.
We would never want you to, because we want you to keep on being on the show.
But it'll ruin it for you guys.
I love that. I have no shame in being as excited as I am for the shows that I watch.
And even for us, I mean, we don't find out till we actually are at the table read what's going to happen.
It's exciting.
Yeah. So at our table reads are so exciting because some of us the scripts don't come out till like 2 o'clock in the morning, the day before the table read, and most of us are shooting or something. Nobody had time to read that script, so we're there discovering, going, oh my god, we're like the audience members.
Yeah.
We're reading the table.
But that means that we will find out before the finale if they know.
Well, Jenny did she did an interview and she said that you find out episode 13.
Okay.
Which is soon. One thing is they move everything along. It's like very gratifying. The show, I feel like she's not milking anything. She's giving it to you, which is great.
And it's so good. It doesn't even matter. You just want to see how it happens.
It's so good.
What's the next scene?
The next scene, Jane sees Michael while she's crying. She's leaving.
He offers to help her.
And he offers to help, and she's still, you always see like the innocence in her, like she's so naive, and I get that, because I'm naive. I'm like, no, he really didn't mean it. I had to have someone tell me, like, they're not your friends, Madison. I'm like, yes, they are my friends.
No, like
I wanted to cry with her in that scene.
Yeah, I did too.
I feel bad because when she saw him, and this could not be it, or she just really is an incredible actress, she wanted to see him.
She did. She did want to see him.
I mean, as much as she has love for Ralph, that's who her best friend was. Like for the past 2 years, that's who knows her. Like that's who she cries to. That part broke my heart.
I feel like when you break up with that person, you want to call that person. It's like, what's my best friend? That's who I call.
Yeah.
But they broke up with me. Well, she broke up with him, so she probably feels like.
And now Michael's going all nuts.
But he might really be nuts.
He is going crazy. When we had the table read for. I'm mixing things up, but he is starting to like having a hard time and at the table read, I just remember Brett looking around and being like, everything is just so bad for me right now.
Which is funny because he made a joke, and I always bring this up, how he's like, is Michael gonna turn into Walter White? Like, Walter White was this like innocent whatever character and just turns into
more and more secrets.
That's interesting.
We'll see. That's what happens. That's what a woman can do to a man, what love can do to a man.
And it was either him or it was Tina that said, hopefully you'll still like me in a few episodes.
That's
it was him or who?
Tina Kashani, guest star.
Oh, yeah.
Brett's so likable no matter what he does, right? He's so sweet.
He is.
Such a good actor. I feel like
He's such a good
Even did she say who said that? I love you, girl. She said who said
he is such a good actor. I don't know. I think he's great, and he's
I
so
think so,
different
too.
than what he plays. I think everybody is exact opposite
Of
of
what
who
they
they play, which is so crazy. I mean, the exact opposite. There's no one that's kind of similar to their character. Everyone's really different.
When we met Brett, I was surprised because I know him I was a fan of his from Ravenswood, and he's still that serious, like, pessimistic character, and then here's a serious, cop and everything else. So he was just such a goofball.
Well, he's like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he's like a 10-year-old boy.
He really is. You have to watch his behind the scenes. Have you guys seen his behind the scenes?
No, I'm gonna Google all of your.
It's so good.
What are those called? Bloopers? Yeah.
Yeah, Justin does.
Gag
He has a
reels.
production
Reels.
company, and he does with Target. They do behind the scenes of each character, and Brett's just came out, and it is his personality so perfectly captured. He's
It's
so
on
funny.
CWTV.com, the Jane the Virgin section of it, and he's going to feature all of the actors.
Sick.
That's so
Dope.
great.
Yeah.
But you get to see how funny he's really goofy.
I didn't realize he's like freaking Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how funny he is.
He's like Jim Carrey.
A lot of my stuff is not with Brett, so I don't get to see that side of
Yeah,
him
we're
so
very
much.
isolated. You work with the same couple of people.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys having a Christmas party?
Gosh, we
I don't know.
Holiday, Hanukkah?
I don't know. I know we're working on a gift for the crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It came really fast.
Yeah.
Totally fast.
Are
yeah.
you guys off for a little while? Or are you
Yeah.
gonna work through the holiday?
No. We end at the end of this week on Friday, and we go on a 2-week break.
You get
We
to
just
go
came from a
home.
2-week
And I'm
break, too.
flying Friday night to New York on a red eye for 2 weeks.
That's so
Nice.
nice.
How long has it been?
It's been 2 weeks.
We had a 2-week break for Thanksgiving, too.
What I would do to go to
Okay.
New York.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, why?
The food, honestly.
The food, yeah. The food.
Tell me why I want a Jamaican beef patty so bad and I can't get one out here.
They have some at Simply Wholesome.
Well, let me know after the show.
They're really good. Okay, so Michael agrees to help Jane figure out what's happening, and so they bug Jane, and she talks to Petra, and
Raph isn't a fan of it at first.
yeah, because he was
thinks
like, I don't
Michael's trying to
trust
get back at
him, and he's right, because he can't trust Michael, because Michael really
He's out to get him,
He's
yeah.
out to get him because he really still wants Jane, and
Which
I get
makes
that.
which makes sense. I don't think that it was Raph being like a jealous guy. I just think he's like he was actually being cautious about it. He's like,
Or is he
I've
trying to
taken
hide
a female
something?
from somebody before. I know how it
Oh, he
goes.
sure did. Oh,
I didn't think about that.
The what?
I said
Rafael.
he's taken a female. He took
He
Petra
took
from
Petra
Lachlan.
from Lachlan, yeah.
So he knows the game. He knows what's up.
But is he trying to hide something, you guys? What did you think about the lock and
the
key
lock
and the
and key,
wallet and
yeah.
the,
I don't-
hiding in there? The money and the passports.
I don't think it has anything to do with Raph. At this point, he's been so not involved with the company. There's no way he knows about the under stuff. If anything, I would believe more that Lachlan or his dad had to do something with it before Raph. Raph was a playboy before.
Yeah,
he
go
wasn't
ahead.
doing any business with them.
Don't forget the scene though when
He had to go to Mexico.
well he asked Gina or not Jane. Yes, Jane. If what Petra told her, because she was like, did you talk to Luis or did you talk to Petra? Because he thought that she found out something, and we think that it's the lawsuit, but could it be something else?
No, it was probably the lawsuit because he hadn't
lawsuit.
told her yet.
Initially, my reaction was that those passports and the money were Petra's like emergency.
How did that end, this episode?
What do you mean?
How
Which
did
part?
it actually end?
Yes.
Oh, Abuela is pushed down the stairs.
No,
by-
with the
That's-
oh,
safe.
with the
Yeah.
safe.
With the safe was that you both got the warrant, but there was nothing
There
in
was
with it.
nothing
And then
in
you
there.
both went to the
I get
bathroom.
scared,
and did
girl.
it.
I get scared what I'm gonna say. Like, you know?
Oh yeah,
I can
because
see, yeah.
the scene, the episodes
They
bleed
cross
into
over to
each
next
other. Yeah.
episode, so I don't remember, you know.
And then
Okay.
we see the
No,
bathtub.
we see nothing else.
Okay.
We just see the bathtub lift, and
Okay.
that's it.
Everybody on the show has secrets.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why I can't even. And it's a novela. Of course they do. That's what makes the show so damn good.
Yeah.
The bathroom that you guys are in, is
Yeah.
that in Raph's suite or is that in the different hotel suite where you guys have your undercover
Now
stuff?
think about it. If you can't say it, it's okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I think it's the office.
Serbian suite. No.
No, I think it's the office because outside it said Ralph Solano, and I want to say it's his office suite.
Wait, are we talking about the safe room or the
bathtub.
bathtub?
The bathtub.
Bathtub.
I thought it was the Serbian's bathroom.
That's
but
what
maybe
I
not.
thought, too.
Because we break in last episode, right? We go in there.
No one's in there.
And he's looking for, it is the Serbian's room. Because he's looking, he goes back to look for extra clues from that room. And then I follow him into the bathroom.
Yeah.
But
the room with
it's
the
Rafael's
safe.
hotel.
But the room with the safe, when you, at one point in
That's
the show.
his office.
That's
his office. That's his office. Okay.
That one's Raps. But when if it was last episode, so maybe you weren't here, but we were talking about the guy who's in the crate, and then they go in the hotel room and he's not
That was the
there.
best scene
And so then
That
it
makes
was
sense.
like, and I was like, you guys, there's a secret door. There's
You did
something.
say that.
Good for you.
You're right.
You did say
You guys
that.
are smarter than
But
I
I
didn't know that.
thought that the secret door was going to go into Petra's suite, in which case they would do
But you
some
don't know
type
where
of
it goes yet.
exchange. True.
You'll know next
But I'm just
episode.
saying.
It probably goes back out to the crates. But it's right there. They're right by the water.
Well, I was thinking that it goes into
dots.
Petra's, and then that's how the hostage is going to get out, or they're going to do some kind of like a money person exchange.
Ooh, let's say, wait. Let's say this for predictions. We have so
Okay,
much
we're
to go
not
over.
through. Yeah, we got. Save it for then. Okay.
No, what is it really?
Are you tapping your nails? Okay.
She's getting excited. That's what she does. I know.
You guys are such good
I
detectives.
get really quiet, or I like start getting really jumpy, and that's the wheels turning right here.
Okay,
That's
take
not
your
me
notes.
not.
You got your notes? You
No,
ready? Okay.
they're right here.
Okay, in your head. Okay.
They're scratched into the table because I'm so anxious.
Okay, so the next scene is dear Mara. She gets on Jane's computer and she sees the story. And I was so sad. I was like, no, don't let her read it.
She puts the loose in Lucy.
Lucy, right. She was like, why don't you call me Zoe the Hoe?
I know, that was great.
That was so good.
Yeah.
That's like calling me Zoe the Hoe. Oh,
I know.
But as always, we then get one of the very beautiful mother-daughter moments.
So good.
Where there's a misunderstanding, but then everything comes together where there's the two sides. That one, is she really protecting Jane, or is she protecting herself?
Yeah. I mean, Gina and I love those scenes that we get to do together. They're just very heartfelt, and we just really connect on those. And we're both invested in our characters' relationships with each other, so we really enjoy them. But yeah, I think it was both. I mean, it's definitely protecting her, but it's at the same time I got to protect myself. Otherwise, I can't protect her.
Yeah.
I think it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And
spoken like a true mother.
Like a
Just
true
like a
mom,
mother.
I know.
Yes,
this is
totally.
also the first episode where we see Rogelio and Xiomara. There's finally no one in the way. He's finally just being like, hey,
Yes.
I want all of the Villanueva girls at the award show.
I know. That
She
was
doesn't
so
try to make up
sad.
any excuses.
The grandma runs and is excited. And you know what also is my favorite part, which I mentioned? When Rogelio, Xiomara, and Iván is, or what's Iván's character's name? She's his abuela, right?
Alba.
Alba, when they're singing. The chemistry between the three of you is ridiculous, and it already looks like Rogelio and Xiomara have been married
Forever.
because the three of you guys just discuss.
So much chemistry. Yeah.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
It's
totally.
so perfect.
Timing
I
is
love
everything.
it. And then when Paulina, when he goes Pau, which I love that part too because it showed you the relationship
They
between
had
him
a
and
cool
Paulina Rubio.
relationship.
But I love that she's like, this is not like you. You're being sweet right now. And I
she's
was
a
like, go
special.
Xiomara, you got his heart.
Yes.
He's catching feelings hard.
But there's a lot of heartbreak in this episode.
I
He doesn't
know.
win.
Not yet.
Heart,
win.
No, he doesn't win the
triumphant
award.
is only better if there's heartbreak.
Oh, yeah, but
Because
I
she gets
think,
disappointed and he gets disappointed.
but I think he realizes how much he is building a relationship with Jane.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what, for you to think that I won the award, that's just enough for me to win the award. But I love, too, in this scene, too, where Jane is, kind of being the mother to Xiomara, saying, now it's time for you to fall in love.
Because she's an adult now,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because, you don't have to keep protecting me. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And that's interesting, because
And
relationships...
I think a mom needs that.
Yeah, totally.
I think when they don't know when to stop. They don't. They never
Yeah,
stop being
they-
moms.
that's
You know.
true.
Well, it's funny. When I was 16, my mother met a guy. Well, before that, she had horrible marriages and relationships, and she never was treated the way she really deserved. And then she finally met a guy who was 15 years younger than her. She was 40, and he was 25.
Go ahead, Mama.
I know, and they're still married. It's
Go
been,
ahead,
like,
Mama.
It's been
Amen.
26 years or whatever it is. Still married, but I remember her saying to me, Damien asked me to marry him, but I'm 15 years older than him. And I'm like,
When a man falls,
Mommy,
a man falls.
do you love him? Yes. I'm like, oh, so get married. It was like, to me, it was like, you should get married.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing. They did, and they've been together all these years.
Wow.
And had a son. And and her thing was she wasn't planning on having any more children, but she's marrying a man who's 25. How do you not give him at least one? So he had a son.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good
for your mom.
Yeah.
And actually, I could say the flip side. So it was very similar. My father also, because my parents divorced when I was very young, he met a woman who's 2 years older than me. And he was kind of hiding her.
Is he Boricua?
He was hiding her?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was hiding her from me.
course.
And then he's tried to break it to me. And anyway, long story short, I found out and I was like, Dad, are you happy? I don't care. What am I going to do? I want you to be happy. I don't want you to be alone.
Yeah.
And they wound up having 2 kids. And so his kids are growing up with my kids.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I love his wife. She's
The modern
great.
family.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you guys are a modern family.
We really are. Yeah.
As long as there's love there,
Yeah.
that's the most important thing.
And for
honesty.
me, it's like I just want my parents to be happy. What are they going to be? You
They
know?
must be super cool, attractive ass people. If they're pulling people like
both of
Nadia.
I mean, look at Andrea. So I'm sure they're gorgeous. I'm sure your kids are beautiful too.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they have good genes. Do you have a brother? Okay. Cousin, somebody. Hey, tell him to call me. Okay. Okay, so the next scene, let's see, Paulina, there's no window at the bar. Okay, she meets Paulina. Did we talk about that
Yeah, we
at
just
the bar?
and how she gave the advice, and now she's good, and then
So
she goes tells
excited.
it all of them, and he's not as excited, but he went to go say thank you to
yes,
Paulina.
he did. Okay.
Hey,
We
Paul.
went backwards with that one. We
Okay.
started talking about that one at the beginning.
I couldn't remember if we got to that or not.
But
What
we're
else?
getting towards the end. I
Towards the
kind
end.
of want to ask him more questions. Should we just
Okay.
wrap up the show real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love the end with Rafael and her just ultimately discussing. He always proves himself, and he said that we're better together.
Yes.
And ultimately,
Yes.
that's what it is because they're a team. And if they were to get married, that's how you work. You're now
what
one.
you're
You
supposed to do.
compromise. You're not thinking for yourselves anymore.
Yeah.
So I love that part because he just, ooh,
For the
Raf.
kid.
Yeah,
She's
for the baby.
It's just perfect. And then you guys know about the end pisses
What?
me off.
Oh my God.
First of all, Alba goes hard because she went up to the door and she was like,
I knew something was
drunk
going to
and I liked
happen.
it.
Me too.
I
She
liked
goes
it
hard.
too, but I knew something was coming. I was like, oh, watch your back, because I
And
knew
then she
something
got
was
lost.
coming.
Ooh, that.
Yeah.
And then Petra's
She
mom.
is okay. I can tell you that.
Oh, I know she's okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
she's okay.
Yeah, she's hurt right now.
But she still
how
got
do you
pushed down
know?
the stairs.
We know.
Because
I
my
think-
friend Gabby plays her physical therapist.
Oh,
And
Gabby,
that's her
yes.
team.
I did a scene with Gabby.
So
yes.
she's gonna come in.
Okay, so she's
So-
gonna have physical therapy.
Yes.
And she knows. Oh, she doesn't know who pushed her down the stairs. Ooh.
Nope.
Ooh.
Or does she?
Does she?
I mean, she'll eventually figure it out. Or maybe she won't.
She might have hit her
She's
head.
drunk. She probably won't even remember. Oh,
That's
great.
true. She's drunk, so she's not gonna know.
Poor.
January 19th.
January 19th,
January
right?
19th.
We were just as
15th,
upset
19th.
at the table
Man.
read when we read that last scene about her. Do you remember?
When she got pushed?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I was
that's
mad.
what was one of those table reads where we're like, oh,
Yeah. Right?
you know?
Yeah.
What's Petra's mom like in real life? What's her
How
name?
is,
What's
that's
her
a good
character's name?
question.
She was on Three's Company.
She was a
wasn't
regular on
She
yeah.
is not on Three's Company.
I forget her character. Yeah, but she's American. She doesn't have an accent.
She
Yeah, she does not have an
that
accent. She's a
so
very good
well.
actress.
She's very sweet.
She seems super.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Really
super
cool.
sweet.
Of course.
Just
yeah.
one.
We're lucky. There's always one bad egg, but we don't have that.
We haven't,
No.
thank God.
Yeah.
I don't think that person would last.
No.
Right,
No.
with all the positivity and love.
No.
My first day, or the table read, I came in the second episode. I remember I hadn't even walked into the room, and Justin came up to me and gave me a hug, and he said, "You're walking into a group of the most grateful people you'll ever meet." This group of people is so aware of what it's like to not have a job and is so happy to have one, and that's what you're coming into. And I thought, well, they just got me a second episode, of course. And then as I was blessed enough to be a part of it, it lasted, and I'm like, no, these really are the most kind, talented people.
Good.
Yeah,
We just examined
And I
it.
think that's something really cool that you guys share too, is I feel like you guys all see it as a blessing. You guys were like, appreciate the timing. You see it as something that is greater than you. And I mean, you know,
And it's
that's
not about
often.
and it's not about us. You know, you can't do a show by yourself anyway. But you know, it's so funny. One of the woman who does my hair, her name is Tina Baker on the show.
Is she on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we could
Tina-
follow her.
Yes,
Yes,
you should follow
she's
her.
great.
Okay.
She said to me, and I was so touched by this, because when we found out about the nomination,
she said, "Congratulations, Andrea," and I was like, "Congratulations to you." And she was like, "Oh," and then like about a half an hour later, she goes, "I've been," because she used to be the head for the hair and makeup trailer on Glee, and so she says, "I've been on several Golden Globe or Emmy nominated shows, and not once has an actor ever said to me, 'Thank you, congratulations' to me." So she said, "So thank you for saying that." And I said, "Well, you're welcome, but I don't feel like I'm doing you any favors, really. I couldn't do it by myself.
Right, of course.
I didn't do my hair. I didn't do my makeup. I didn't do the lights. I didn't do the set. I didn't do the costume. I didn't do the writing. So of course,
it's the people
it's a team effort.
It's the audience. It's the crew.
It's a win for everybody. So
Jane the Virgin, rep that love.
Where were you guys when you found out? And how did you find out?
I was in the makeup trailer with Tina and Shauna, who does my makeup. Yes, and then when we found out, and before that, we found out the AFIs. We got selected as top 10, one of the top 10 TV shows. We were in the makeup trailer again. I was with the same women at the same time. I was like, oh my god, so funny.
I would have been crying in the makeup chair. I'd have been like, "Can you just do that over again?"
I know, totally.
So do you know what you're gonna wear yet? Are you excited? Do you guys get to go?
Yes, I'm gonna go. I just found out officially today because we didn't know for sure because they have to pay for those tables. The networks pay, and they're supposedly very expensive.
Yeah.
It would be in their best interest to have the cast there.
Yes.
But I get to go, and so I don't know yet, but I'm sure my publicist will hook me up somehow.
Fabulous.
That's a good. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. And we want to find you on your social media. Where can we find you? And Azie, I want you to talk about the beautiful thing that you do for your other Twitter account.
I want to know about that.
So share both of those.
Okay, I just joined Twitter, which is still frightening for me, so be easy on me. But it's Azie Tesfai, so at AZIETSFAI. And then I have a jewelry company that gives all of its money to different charities called Fortuned Culture. And each collection gives to a country and a cause in need. So, like, I'm wearing a piece right now.
She gave me, for my birthday, she gave me a beautiful bracelet.
Yes, I gave her
copper bracelet.
And, so I have a orphanage in Mexico. So a lot of those pieces are in Spanish, which is one of the pieces I gave you. And then a school in Ethiopia, a nonprofit school, sex trafficking home for girls in Cambodia. So each and that's swords. So it's the idea of like love, wisdom, hope, protection. All these things go together.
And what's that Twitter account?
Or the website.
Or the website.
It's fortuneculture.com at Fortune Culture,
Okay.
Fortune or Fortuned?
Cool. Fortuned with a D.
Okay. We'll put that on the AFTERBUZZ.
Yeah. That'd be
when we
awesome.
tweet it.
Yeah, good holiday gifts.
Awesome. And I'm at Andrea Navedo on Twitter.
And
Instagram as well. Instagram as well.
We're going to follow you on Instagram.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm Madison Chase Fitness on YouTube, Pinterest, I think Facebook, and my website is www.madisonchasefitness.com.
Thank you all for watching. This is the mid-season finale, and don't forget, not only is this show great, but the characters and actors on the show are great, so do all your own research, and we'll talk about it once we start again. You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, Giorgi, and on Instagram at StephiG47.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Giselle Ugarte, Facebook, Giselle Ugarte Official. Don't forget to like our videos if you want to see more. Rate us on iTunes. Thank you so much for making us,
and go follow the two beautiful ladies.
Thank you guys so much for
Thank you so much for having
so much fun. It's like hanging out with my girls.
I know, right?
I love it. Anytime.
Awesome.
There's room for more on that couch, too.
Yeah, we'll bring somebody else.
Bring the posse.
Yeah.
All right. Catch us again January 19th. Bye!
Bye.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.